Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Justin, and do you want to come on in?
And Max Games.
He's out here.
Yo.
And we're doing an outdoor review because of the summer and it's beautiful out.
Love the summer.
And although it was really nice today, we spent a few hours indoors doing
Kanban.
We have the driver's edition, and I went into this game. I'm not a huge automobile theme fan. How do you feel about automobile themes?
It's okay, but this game, it seems as complicated as actually making an automobile.
It is. There's a lot going on the board. Let me first start by saying the instruction booklet is probably one of the best instruction booklets I've ever read. It's funny. There's a lot of humor in it.
Love the humor.
But not humor in sort of a dumb way. It was, or in an interruptive way. It was humor in a way that actually engaged me in reading more. And the art on the board, although at first it seems overwhelming, I thought the art was beautiful.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. And then the nice little cars for the...
And how, like, underneath each stack is, like, a little picture of, like, people working at desks.
Yeah, there was a lot of details in the art.
The details, yeah.
I could see if there was an even more upgraded version of this game, I would like walls on the board saying where each room is.
That'd be awesome.
Because, even though we played it for a few hours, it did get sometimes... Oh, where am I? What am I doing?
What, where, when, why?
Now, to be honest, we did have a couple of rules problems. The game went slower than it should have.
Yeah, because we played it for like 3.5 hours.
It should have been only about 2 hours, probably, for the three of us, even in the first game. So we played like a longer variant, I would say. We didn't have the Sandra character, who was the manager of the automobile department.
We had her moving to the next open space, not department.
But to be honest, this is one of the few games where, even though we played it longer than we should have, it still felt fine.
Mm-hmm.
It still felt very cool, and the integration between getting the cars on the line or on the production line, getting them on the track, then timing your time exactly so that you can get that car and you have a garage to put it in, and that
the right garage, so it gives you the right bonus.
And also the fact that maybe you also have to be very wary of what other players have, because if they have a plan,
like the scoring also.
The scoring as well, yep.
It's like I could score 8 points for having a green car. Ooh, but he's also gonna get 4 points from that.
That was in the meetings, yeah, the meetings where and that's there's such humor in the game too. I am in a job where there are these types of meetings and people raise their hands and talk about what they're doing, and
and by the way, I also made 2 cars with turbo in it.
And you totally get the sense it has humor.
And then someone else talks about it, just like
yeah, you're like, oh, can we stop talking about?
Please stop talking about turbo.
You almost wish that the meetings never occurred, but the meetings are a great place to get points.
A lot of points.
A lot of points in the meetings.
That's like the majority.
And then a long-term synergy in the game is upgrading the parts for the automobiles that you then end up getting in your garage. And it came down to a very close, tight ending.
Because I was leading for most of the game, and the final score ended up to be 201. 200.
And again, the scores would have been lower if we'd played less of the game. And then our third player, who was trailing by a significant amount in the game, really came up very close at the very end.
94?
194-ish.
194.
Yeah.
Not 94, 194.
Yeah, so it was the top to bottom score was within 10 to 15 points, I would say.
But for a large majority of the game, it was like a 40-point difference.
Yeah, it was a very large difference.
And she made it all up in the end game scoring.
Yeah, because she had the right stuff. The long-term synergies, the short-term goals, the education tracks, it's become like an instant favorite of mine. I would play this anytime, and looking at the time, how long we should have played it, should have probably been about a half hour per person. Now the game is a bear to set up. There are so many tiles.
Ugh.
There are a lot of things.
I didn't set it up, but when I came over to the board, I'm like, whoa.
There's a lot of things. But the instruction booklet, again, is very clear on where things go and how things happen. There's a ton of videos to watch on how to play the game. And I haven't broken down the game yet. It's still kind of up, and I want to play it again later on. The most unique mechanism in the game to me is the Sandra character. Someone is checking in on you. Now, we played the nice Sandra. And
we never gained any points.
Right, we didn't do our time
We never
stuff.
got above 5.
Right. Mom did at the end. She
Our
got
third player, Mom or Erica, whatever you decide. Third player, Mom, Erica, decided to get, or was able to get just over 5, and so she scored like 6 points.
I think it was more like 8.
No, 6, because she got 3 and 3.
Oh, right.
And then she was
that's
all
right.
the way at 10 at the end, so she got 10 additional points.
Right, because you can get, the 10 that he's talking about is you can bank, the unit of currency in the game is time, and or what do they call it in the game? Shifts. You can bank your time to either get points for it later, and also when Sandra walks through, if you're leading in the education track in the area that she's through and you are leading, then you get bonus.
So you have to be well managed in time, be ahead on the education track of where she is at the current time to get a couple points.
Right.
But that's really good, because if we were playing me and Sandra, we'd all be losing 40 points every time.
And that's an interesting aspect of it, that there's another way of playing this where
because
you could lose a lot.
Is it still only the person in first?
No, it's the person in last. So you don't want to be back in the education, and then you lose the difference in points. There's a lot going on in the game, but you know what? I don't want to cover everything here. I just want to say...
This is one of the short reviews.
This is a shorter review, but I think it's a wonderful game.
I give it a 9.
I give it a 9.5.
So 9.25.
Is the official Justin and Max rating for...
Kanban.